Hello everyone.
Hello.
That was better. I have Smarties tonight, lots of Smarties. And I'm going to give the first one to Annie. There's Annie. Top job Annie, well done. One to James. Well done James. Where's Paul Saxton? Oh, hey! That's to Christine. There you go Paul. Where's Sue? Who did the words? Where's Sue? Well done. Oh! Hey! There's one for you. What's he called, Tony?
Terry.
Terry? Just hit him on the head with some smiles.
Is everyone going to get one?
Well, as part of the talk, there's going to be a bit of a quiz. So if you get the questions right...
Hang on a minute. Where's mine?
Yeah, let's come with that. You will get a box of Smarties. I'm going to come to that, but Sue interrupted. Great worship, James. And one of the songs there tonight, I really love. But for all the wrong reasons, right? So I'm just bearing my heart with you here, my naughty side. You know the song that says, Yahweh, Yahweh? Well, I'm a Newcastle United fan. And underneath I'm thinking, Yahweh the lads. That's really bad, isn't it? Listen, there was a church in town, and it got a new vicar. So the vicar went around all the houses in the area and was knocking on the doors, and just introduced himself to the people in the area and saying I'm the new vicar and so on. And he got to one particular house, he knocked on the door, no answer, but he was sure he heard someone inside, so he knocked again, and he even noticed like a little twitch at the curtain as he stood in the garden, but again no answer. So he took out his business card and he wrote on it, Revelation 3:20, just the words Revelation 3:20, and pushed it through. The next day, he's back in his office, and the business card he pushed through his door was on the floor. So he picked it up, and underneath where he wrote Revelation 3:20, the person who was obviously in the house had put Genesis 3:10. So let me tell you what they are. The vicar had wrote Revelation 3:20, which is this: I stand at the door and knock. And the lady had put Genesis 3:10, which is this: I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid. Right, okay, can we have the next slide please, James? So we're continuing our series, Living Together in Christ, next one. And tonight's talk is called The Power of Unity. So you may remember, 2 weeks ago I think, we did Ephesians 4:1. And as part of Ephesians 4:1, I did a really quick kind of cover of Ephesians 1, 2 and 3. Now if you're thinking, what the heck's Ephesians and all of this, don't worry, we will talk you through it as we go. So Ephesians is a book in the New Testament, part of the Bible, written by a guy called Paul, who was a follower of Jesus, and he was writing this to a whole group of churches, kind of in Turkey, where Turkey is now today pretty much. Ephesians 4:2-6. Because God has given us every spiritual blessing, that's the backdrop to this, that's what's happened already before Ephesians 4:2-6. God has given us every spiritual blessing. He's withheld nothing from us, okay? Nothing. Everything that he gave to Jesus, he's given to us basically. This is what it says in Ephesians 4:2-6. Because God's given us everything, every good gift, be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope, when you were called, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God, and Father of all, who is over all, and through all, and in all. So I'm going to unpack that a little bit, but what I'm really going to do is root where we are as a church right now into this message. Okay, so Paul wrote this about 2,000 years ago, but it's still relevant to all believers in Jesus today. It's still relevant to all churches today. Okay, because that's the point of the Bible. God carefully chose what he wanted to be in there as a message to all believers through all time, throughout the whole world. So what Paul wrote is relevant to us as a church in a little old Wheatsheaf, a little old Darlow right now. Okay? So, he asks us to be humble, gentle and patient. Now, you may remember in Ephesians 4:1, he asked quite a few things from us, but he's repeated these specific ones in Ephesians 4:2, so I'm just going to have a little look at them. So, to be humble means to be modest, right? That means to not brag. But we can sometimes fall into a trap of thinking being modest, being humble, means kind of putting ourselves down. Right? And saying, no, oh no, it's not me, no, I'm not good at stuff. No, that's not being humble. That's almost actually being a little bit disrespectful to God. He's given you incredible gifts, every spiritual blessing. He's given you the same power that raised Jesus from the dead. You're equipped to do mighty works. So we don't have to brag about it. I was talking to Sue this morning actually, and Sue was saying, if you're a prophet, you don't have to go around telling everyone you're a prophet. You just get on and do the stuff a prophet would do, and people would know you're one. But you don't have to say you're not one if you are one either. It's a bit like being the middle toe. Now you may remember Tony talked about a month ago about being the middle toe, which basically means that you just are. Okay, you just are. You don't particularly notice the middle toe, you just get on doing what God's called you to do. You don't have to brag about it, but you don't have to play it down either. Right? You just be the middle toe. And it's not that you have an attitude of not caring what other people think about you, you just don't mind. You just don't mind what other people think about you because you're just getting on doing God's work. It is not thinking less of yourself. We don't beat ourselves up. We have this terrible affliction, I think, in Britain sometimes of kind of doing ourselves in really and saying we're not good at things. Well, actually we are good at things. We don't have to tell everyone, but we are good at things. We're gifted. So it's not thinking less of yourself, but it is thinking more of others. Alright? So instead of bragging about yourself, brag about what other people are good at. Gentle. So that means being kindly, not severe, rough or violent. But again, it doesn't mean not giving your opinion. Okay? God has given you a voice. God has given you things to say. God has given you words to speak to us or to sign to us. Words to communicate to us. Okay? We want to hear what you've got to say. So don't think your opinion is any value. It is. But be gentle when you deliver it. Just be gentle when you deliver it. We have leadership meetings every other week. When it's not life group, we have a leadership team meeting. And we're very open with each other. We're very honest with each other. But we're gentle with each other. We're friends. We're kind. We're nice to each other. But we say what we want to say. And if we don't say what we need to say, if you don't say to us what you've got to say, actually we could be missing out. Because God speaks through the whole body, doesn't he? God speaks to all of us, actually. Anyone who's a follower of Jesus, God will speak to about his church. And if you don't tell us something, actually we might be missing out. What you have to tell us could unlock something massive in his church and in his town. So please tell us. And if we get something wrong, tell us, but be gentle with it. Be gentle, okay? Patience. Now, patience in the Bible is more particularly this. Quietly and steadily persevering. Right? Persevering through trials and tribulations. Now, it's not that you have to have this British stiff upper lip and just smile and say, yes, I'm fine. Everything's fine. If it's not, be honest about that. Tell us. We want to help each other. We're building family here. But, we all have difficulties. We all have troubles. What we don't want to fall into is this great pity party of thinking our problems are worse than everyone else's. Now, sometimes they might be, and we'll help each other through that. But we don't want to get too much into a kind of woe is me attitude. That's quite draining actually, isn't it? We persevere through difficulties, but we help each other do it. So it asks us to be humble, gentle and patient. Now, what God doesn't do is inject us with a magic pill or do some kind of Harry Potter wand and we become brilliant at being humble, brilliant at being gentle and brilliant at being patient. That's not how it happens. God allows us to go through things that develops us in these areas. It's called real life. So we all go through trials and tribulations. We all have opportunities to be humble. We all have opportunities to be gentle. We all have opportunities to be patient. It's just called real life. And actually, if you want to grow in these things, which we've been asked to do in the Bible, so therefore by God, then we need to start with a choice. We have to say, I'm going to try and be these things. And then we say, and God help me do it. But we have to start with that choice. The choice is ours to start with. And we will get it wrong sometimes. Sometimes I'm not humble, sometimes I'm not gentle, and sometimes I'm not patient. Thankfully, God gives us second chances, third chances, and so on. But just remember this, when opportunities come your way to carry out these things, choose to do it, but ask God to help you, because it's really hard in your own strength, it's really hard on your own. So, the next part says this, and I want to concentrate more on this than what we've just done. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit. So last Monday, Easter Monday, I went to the football match. There was a few of us from here actually. I think we doubled the attendance, which was fantastic. We went to see Darlow. And Darlow won 4-2. Woo, let's have a cheer for Darlow. 4-2. Fantastic. Now listen, we went to that game, right? It was, what, Paul? 2,000 plus?
Just over, yeah.
Just over. Most of those people there, probably 2,000 of them, were Darlington fans. Now, some of them had the Darlow shirt on, okay? Some of them had the scarf, some of them had the flag, some of them, they sang songs about the club. Everything about those fans was united for 2 hours around Darlington FC. They didn't need to kind of drum up some kind of unity. All the Darlington fans stood together and they were united in that cause. They were Darlington fans. They are Darlington fans. Now, during the match, all the little snippets of conversation cropped up. Talked about work and politics and whatever else. But actually, the main thing was cheering on Darlington FC. They didn't have to like drum it up and fake it. It was just there. They were united around that cause and they won 4-2. So, in a similar way, we are united. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the Bible verse it said, keep the unity. Keep unity. Alright, so we already are united. If you're a follower of Jesus, you're united with all other followers of Jesus. First here, in his church, then in Darlington, then actually across the world. Tori and I were lucky enough, or blessed enough, to use the correct religious term, blessed enough to go to Cambodia about 4 years ago now and speak at a pastor's conference and all of this. And we met loads of Christian Cambodians. And actually, right, they had, their skin colour was a little bit different and their language was a little bit different. But what united us actually was they were just like us because they were followers of Jesus. They were filled with the Spirit, they loved the Bible, they were following Jesus. We were united around bigger things than divided us. We were united around them. So it's not like we've got to sit down and think, right, how do we build some unity amongst us? The moment you choose to follow Jesus, the moment you connect with the local church, you're instantly united with them. You just have to work at keeping that unity. A bit like the football fans that already support Darlington, then they've just got to go and do that. Be supporters. And that's a little bit like us. We're already brothers and sisters. We're already adopted by Father God. We're already called to be in his family. We're already his sons and daughters. Now we just have to work at keeping that. So do you understand the difference there? You see what I'm saying? It's not like we've got to find a common thing to build around. We've got that common thing. It's God. It's Jesus. The Holy Spirit. We are united already. Just on that as well, it's not just being united here, as we say, and we really want to live this out. We really want to be united with other Christians in Darlington, in the Tees Valley, across the world where we can be. Right, so I see the forum that is Churches Together in Darlington. Right, it's an interesting group of people, mainly sort of vicars and ministers and a few little stranger people like me, okay? And it's fantastic. I'm passionate about not just this church, but all the churches in Darlington. We were just talking today about a possible partnership with a church in Middlesbrough and doing something in the Tees Valley. We don't know what yet, but something. So unity isn't just in our little holy huddle in the Wheatsheaf, but it's all Christians everywhere. Now this might be our first priority. This is where we'll probably do more stuff together in this group. But actually it's beyond that. So, because we're united, not just with each other, but with Father God, we can do this. We can expect great things from God, or we can attempt great things for God. That's a famous quote by William Carey. William Carey was a Baptist minister in, the 18th century, late 18th century. We're united, not just with each other, which is important, But don't ever forget we're also united with God, who lives inside us through his Holy Spirit. Isn't that amazing? God, the created universe, sent his Holy Spirit to live within us when we choose to follow Jesus. So we can expect great things from God, and we can attempt great things for God. Now, chance to win some Smarties. Don't go any further yet, James. Our mission, I'm going to keep talking about this week after week. You'll be glad other people preach some weeks, because otherwise you keep hearing it. Come on, who can tell me our mission? Give me some of the key words.
No.
What was it?
No.
No. Yes. I'll explain in a moment. Give me another one.
Go.
Go, yes. Who else said go? What's in the middle of no and go in our mission? What was it? Grow. We are on a know, grow and go mission. Click again. We want people to know the good news of Jesus. We want people to know he died on the cross for them. We want people to know he's the only way to heaven. Not one way to heaven, the only way to heaven. We want people to know that. We want people to grow in their relationship with Jesus. They can't grow in it until they know it. That's why it's in this order. We want people to grow in their relationship with Jesus and in their God-given gifts and abilities. Remember what we said at the start? Be modest, but don't say you haven't got gifts from God, because we have. Don't downplay them, because we've got them. We want people to grow in their relationship with Jesus and in their God-given gifts and abilities. And then we want people to go in their gifts and abilities and with the assurance that Jesus is with them always to reach others. So you grow, and then you go and you help other people to know. And then they grow, and then they go and help other people to know. Before you know it, we'll have taken over the whoa. It won't take long, just a few months. And words are important, right? It's important to have a vision. It's important to know, as a church, who we are, what we're trying to do, what we believe God has asked us to do in this town. But action then needs to follow. Action needs to follow. Words are important, but actions show that you mean it. Does that make sense? We've got to have a common vision. We've got to have a common cause. We've got to do that. People need to know why they're going to come here, or if it's not for them, that go to another church or whatever. They need to know that, but actions need to follow. So it's very easy to say, oh, we want people to know, we want people to grow, we want people to then go. It's very easy to say it, but actually we've got to do it. And we're starting to do it. I think you can see that we're starting to do it. 2 months ago we weren't here, and now there's 20 plus here. We're starting. We've got, thank God it's Friday coming up in May. That's a great thing where we help people know who Jesus is. That's one of our know things. Okay? It's brilliant. The great nights, we've had 2 already, Sue, is that right? The 3rd one's coming, and there will be a small God slot that helps people to know. We've got a joint service next week with Bongate. We're exploring having a much bigger partnership. Probably many of you know this with Bongate. We're not going to become one church. We're still going to be 2 distinct churches, but with a similar heart. How we have our services will be quite different, but the heart and the vision of this town is very similar. We're starting to do these things. We're planning alpha courses, we're planning journeys courses, we're planning pop-up church. I'm not even sure what that is. I do know what it is really. But we're planning church in different communities in Darlington, not just here, not just at Bongate. We're planning these things. And we're going to give you regular updates on these things. Because we don't just want to be people who are all talk and no action. We actually want you to, 1, get involved and be part of the action, and 2, actually to hold us to account and say, what about this? We said we were going to do this. When are we going to do this? Do it gently, remember that. But hold us to account. Okay, we want to do these things. That's why it was just so great after the service last week to go downstairs and have a few pints together. It builds family, and we chat through ideas, and it just helps spread the vision. Keep doing it, it's great. So, we're going to do that. We are doing it, and we're going to do more. And I just want to talk about where we are as a church right now. Normally a church is in one stage. Okay, there's different stages, different recognised stages actually, in church life. But, you know, I think Embrace is always a little bit quirky, always a little bit different. So we're not in one stage at the moment, we're in 3. We're in this place where we're putting down foundations. I'm going to rephrase that slightly. God's putting down foundations. God is laying things down in His church that He wants us to build on for generations, I believe, actually, and that will then influence other churches and plant other churches. We want to do that in Darlington and beyond. So foundations are being laid. And sometimes, when we gather together in the leadership team and whatnot, we move the foundations around a little bit. I mean, if God's put them there, we don't take them out. But, we swap things around and we see where it fits and we move things around. And God's enabled us to do that right now. But as well as that, we're also building. The fact that we're here now, having a service, is building on foundations. The fact we're doing Thank God It's Friday is building on foundations. The fact we're making the Bongate next week is building on foundations. We had a meeting this afternoon with a guy from Salt and Light, who may become our covering, our apostolic covering. What the heck's that? Ask me later. We're building on these foundations. And amongst all that, we're actually starting to see growth. We're starting to see people come along. Some of you are coming on tonight for the first time, and it's so great to have you here. And for all that you happened at once is fairly unique, actually. It's an incredible stage to be in. 3 stages in one. It's a bit like the Trinity, really, isn't it? And I talked about this 2 weeks ago, and I just want to repeat it. In all of this great vision we've got for this town, all of this great mission we've got for this town, you are not on your own. We're family. Hopefully a little bit more functional than a dysfunctional royal family. But all the same, we're family. Maybe we're not that much more functional than him sometimes. But we're family. We're going to do this together. We'll all have our little part to play. We might have some big parts to play, actually. But we're family. When we do the Alpha course, it's not magical. It means some of us get involved in leading the Alpha course. When we go on prayer walks with people from Bongate Methodist, it's not, again, the magic wand. Some of us go along and pray with these guys from Bongate Methodist. When we do the Journeys course, when we do all these things, they're opportunities for you guys to get involved in God's work here in this church, here in this town. We're doing it as a family. If you can get to life group, get to life group. It's fantastic. We'll tell you more about that next week, because there isn't one this week, but there will be a week after next, if that makes sense. They're just fantastic, where we get to know each other more as a family. And you're all very welcome. You're all very welcome. And of course, God is with us. God is with us. I just want to stress that again. It's not just unity with us, crucial as that is, but we're united with God. Remember, this is the same God that created the universe. Just think of that for a second. The same God that created the universe has a plan, not just for Darlington, but for Embrace Church in Darlington. And if you're like me, sometimes you can kind of think, Darlington? Really? Like a plan for Darlington? Well, some of you who know the New Testament will know that even people said that about Nazareth. Like, people were saying, what good thing can come from Nazareth? Well, Jesus came from Nazareth, didn't he? Jesus, God himself, in the person of Jesus, came from Nazareth. So God's got massive things from Nazareth. God's got massive things for Darlington. And we're going to play our part. And we've said this before as well. Some of the things we're going to be asked to do might seem quite small things. In fact, as a church, we seem quite small at the moment. But God's vision and God's plan is massive. And I believe he's got some really big things for us to do. Really big things. Really outrageous things. Things that will test us to beyond our normal limits. It's alright because he's with us. He's got a big vision. God is here. And remember, I'm a bit of a dreamer. I think Paul was saying that. I think we're going to do amazing things in this town and beyond. But what does it say in the Bible? God is able to do immeasurably more than we can even dream or imagine. So I think in my wildest dreams for Embrace Church Darlington, and God is able to do even more than that. So you can look around this room and you can have the wrong perspective. You can think, well, there's only 20 of us. What can we do? But guys, listen, you are God's church. God died for the church. He gave himself up for the church. That's how highly he values the church. The church is God's answer to the problems of this world. Embrace Church Darlington is part of God's answer to the problems in Darlington. Not the only answer. Hear that. we're united with other churches as well. But you are the church, you are the people of God. Isn't that incredible? You are the people of God. And I just want to give a final invitation before I hand over to James and Allan. Just one last invitation. If you're here tonight and you think, I'm not sure I am a follower of Jesus, I'm not sure I am filled with the Holy Spirit, I'm not sure I am saved and know I'm going to heaven, I'm not sure of those things, then whilst James and Annie are leaders in worship, Al, you'll be at the back. If you want to come and speak to Al or this Al, I'll go at the back as well. And you want to choose tonight to say, yes, I want to follow Jesus, I want to be part of this great plan, God's plan for the world and for Darlington. Where do I sign up? Come and see us, and we'll talk you through that, lead you through that in about 2 minutes. It's that simple to become a follower of Jesus, because Jesus did all the work. We just have to say yes to it.